It doesn't matter if you're triggered. And when we are triggered and we fall back into old states of being, old thoughts or feelings or behaviours, it can often be evidence of our expansion. And this is something I wish I knew when I was super anxious and depressed. There was a certain phase a few years ago where I got really intentional about applying processes. And the 3 processes I applied were yoga, meditation, and affirmations. I was really taking control of my internal narrative and just repeating affirmations all the time, focusing on certain feelings and certain thoughts that I wanted to have. And something triggered me, and I don't even remember what it was. What I do remember was how angry I got about it. I was effing and blinding in my mind. I was ranting to friends about it. I was writing angrily in my journal about it. This shouldn't be happening to me. This isn't fair. Like, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. I thought I had moved past this. I'm doing all the things. If I'm applying all the things, why the fuck isn't this working? This stuff doesn't work. It's all bloody stupid. I'm not trying anymore. This is ridiculous. Da, 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 da. And what I was doing was just feeding that state of being by giving it so much of my attention and so much of my focus. And even on the surface, the focus was, I don't want this state. The attention, the awareness was on that state. I don't want to feel like this, therefore I am feeling like this, right? I shouldn't be, I should be. And what I wish I knew then was that, one, that state of being was not the same state as I had moved out of. It never is. When we have expanded, when we have reached different states of being, even if we revisit old states of being, it is from a new perspective. It is completely different. Every single moment that we experience is a completely new moment. It has never been experienced before, and it's never going to be experienced again, however familiar it looks and feels. And so what I know now is that when we have those phases of expansion, which I had clearly had, there's often a reorganisation of the old. Things start shuffling around because we have created more space. And in that shuffling, in that dissolution of certain states, the thoughts and feelings can arise. We experience a circumstance, it reminds us of something we've experienced before, and all of a sudden we're looking at that experience from that perspective. But because I fed it with my attention and with my focus, I found it very difficult to move out of it again. It took me a good couple of weeks before I even returned to any kind of process or practice. It engulfed me like an ocean, rather than me allowing it to move through me as a wave. And so sometimes, I don't want to say inevitable, but sometimes it is inevitable that we're going to return to states of familiarity because we've been there so often. It's like a homing pigeon returning back. And so what I know now is that in states and phases of expansion, a reshuffle can still occur, a dissolution can still occur, and in that dissolution it's like something burning down and creating a smoke from the ashes, and that smoke is like this echo of old thoughts and feelings that we used to have. And if we start fighting them, start resisting them, getting angry at them, we're like putting more fuel into the fire and reigniting that old state of being. What's different now is that when I get triggered, I got triggered just a few days ago, 3 days ago I think, and I was about to go into a yoga class, and I'm led on the mat and I'm thinking, God, there's tension in my body, like my mind is busy, my mind keeps taking me out to these conversations or these memories, and I'm feeling like icky, do you know what I mean? And yet I know now that it is a shift because I have created space. Just the day before, I had a massive realization that just landed in me. And it was almost like the aftermath of that realization was this reshuffling and this burning down of an old state which created the smoke. And so looking at it from the new perspective, I could stay with it. I could see that it was a wave passing through and watch it pass through, rather than apply a whole bunch of focus or attention or fuel to it by resisting it. So that is the thing I really wish I knew when I started this process, and even at multiple phases through it. A contraction, a returning to what feels like old familiar thoughts, feelings and behaviours, is often just evidence of our expansion, is often just old smoke that feels the same but isn't, and that will pass through if we don't resist it, if we don't feed it with our attention and our focus.